Our partnerships with industry aim to deliver mutual benefit for all involved, aligned with our BRC's strengths and aims. Our approach to this is by co-creation with our partners across a range of activities. This includes collaborative research, both directly funded and working together to leverage funding, talent development, and impact via patents, publications, spinouts, and products. Using this approach, BRC academics and clinicians have developed a strong network of industry partnerships with over £33 million invested in programmes aligned with our experimental medicine themes in this BRC round. Our range of collaborations are embedded across themes with partners from major pharma such as Janssen, UCB, GSK, AstraZeneca and Roche. In 2019, Birmingham Health Partners formed a partnership with the Association of British Pharmaceutical Industry, bringing industry insight, investment and action around key regional health challenges, with a focus on improving NHS care by matching patient results with ongoing research aligned with our BRC priorities. We're developing a similar model with the Association of British Health Tech Industries to further enhance our interactions with small and medium-sized enterprises, focusing on devices, our capabilities in real-world data and regulatory science.
Orbson is a stromal cell therapy biotechnology company. We're based here in Galway in the west coast of Ireland, with operations now in Birmingham in the UK. What Orbson has done is developed an allogeneic stromal cell therapy. And over a number of years, we started about 10 years ago, we figured out how to manufacture that cell into an immunotherapeutic cell therapy. And we've managed to develop the technology to be a phase 1, phase 2 therapy for liver diseases, and that's been the focus of our interactions with the BRC, but also for ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. And that's been very relevant in the last 2 years, as ARDS is the primary cause of mortality from COVID-19. So we've been running for about 10 years, and essentially we've identified this stromal cell that works to modify really aggressive immune inflammatory reactions. And more specifically, we've shown that the Orbsen stromal cell is able to dampen down really aggressive immune reactions and induce a resolution to that inflammation. And that's really relevant across a number of different diseases. So we've spent about 5 years working on our manufacturing program between about 2012 and 2017. And at the same time, we were developing a preclinical program to show safety and efficacy of Orbsen in multiple models of immune-mediated inflammatory disease. And that has led us to be able to engage with multiple key opinion leaders in multiple areas of immune-mediated inflammatory disease. So at the moment, we're working with the Birmingham BRC in a program called Merlin. It allowed us to work with Phil Newsom and the BRC to develop a preclinical data set and multiple models of primary sclerosing cholangitis. And they helped us work out the mechanisms of action and safety on how Orbsen interacts with the host immune response. And that work really was fabulous and led by the Birmingham BRC and allowed us to move forward and submit a regulatory filing. So the third program is a program called Realist, and that's again a phase 1b to a clinical trial to look at Orbsen C in the settings of acute respiratory distress syndrome. And that trial has been funded by the Wellcome Trust, and the Birmingham, the QE in Birmingham is a trial site for Realist. I'm happy to report that trial, the COVID arm, is complete, and the safety data is in. I'm happy to report that the safety signals were good. We're just looking at the efficacy outcomes now. And I'm happy to report that the non-COVID arm of that trial is now up and running. We've treated our first patients with non-COVID ARDS. So that's a major program for us. It's kept us very busy over the last 18 months. So it's been a remarkable program over the last 4 years. The wider ATTC program has really, if you like, upskilled multiple NHS clinics to be able to understand ATMPs, receive those ATMPs, and train teams on the ground how to deliver them safely. So we've been delighted to be part of that, and we look forward to seeing the wider ATTC program be supported and continue to be supported by Innovate UK and other agencies. So the formation of the BRC has been essential to the growth of a small company like Orbson over the last 5 years. The BRC really has brought together all of the strengths and elements, including regulatory expertise, the links to the ATF and the manufacturing expertise, for us to be able to make that transition from a company with an interesting new technology and some preclinical data to make the move into multiple early phase 1B type clinical trials. And that really has proven to be something of value and has been accurate. You know, right now, in collaboration with the BRC, Orbson has 4 early phase clinical trials, of which Birmingham is a central element to all 4. Is the lead site in the Merlin clinical trial in autoimmune liver disease. It's the lead site in the basket autoimmune study Polarize, and it's been a central element to recruitment in the randomized DKD Nefstrom study, and has continued to be a central element within the ARDS study Realist, funded by the Wellcome Trust. So the formation and creation of the BRC has allowed us to move our manufacturing from Galway to the university's advanced therapies facility. It's allowed us to expand our manufacturing capacity and begin to plan how we might apply those technologies to a phase 2B clinical trial and commercialization. So it really has set the groundwork for us to be able to expand in the future, to plan our follow-on phase 2B trials, and to remain in Birmingham to execute those larger randomized studies and begin to plan for commercialization. So Orbson's collaboration with the BRC really has allowed us to expand into this Midland Wales ATTC program funded by Innovate UK. And the ATTC program has really allowed us to prepare now for phase 2B clinical trials. So the collaborations that we've established as part of the Innovate UK program with Cytiva, with the Birmingham BRC, Traxcell, and the ATF, all of that infrastructure is essential and is now going to be utilized as we begin to plan for our follow-on phase 2B clinical trials. So we're really excited that the program has been a success. It's allowed us to build partnerships, build collaborations and expertise, not just within Birmingham, but in the wider UK cell therapy community. So that devising a phase 2B clinical trial to treat 1,000 patients at 50 sites across the UK is really achievable. And we look forward to working with the ATTC and the Birmingham BRC to expand and deliver those programs. Now, Polarize is, again, it's a basket study, a basket clinical study to look at multiple autoimmune indications. It's kind of unique. We think it's the only one of its kind in the UK, where we're looking at multiple autoimmune indications, and we're going to treat those patients with multiple doses of Orbson. And in the Polarize program, we're really focused on understanding the mechanism of action, the host response to our cells, to our cell therapy. So Polarize is funded by Innovate UK in a program called the Midland and Wales Advanced Therapies Treatment Centre. And the goal of the Innovate UK funded wider ATTC is to build the infrastructure between manufacturers, between shipping agents and the NHS to allow the smooth delivery of these difficult to manage and valuable cell therapies to not just specialist centres, to the wider NHS community. And the program's been running for about 4 years. And as part of that program, Orbson was asked to participate to become, if you like, an exemplar program to test and build the infrastructures required at multiple hospitals. So over the last 3 years, we've worked to integrate our manufacturing platform with Dr. Kerbishley's ATF, and it's worked remarkably well. Our team at Orbson has expanded over the last couple of years. They've been trained by the ATF team, and we've managed to manufacture all of the clinical products through multiple lockdowns, which has obviously been a challenge. And we have all of our products ready to go into the patient.
We have also delivered outstanding value for money, as evidenced by the volume and quality of publications produced. We have a return of over £7 in leveraged income for every £1 the NIHR have invested in our BRC. And we are proud to collaborate with industry. We have almost 300 partnerships worth approximately £70 million. And this funding drives innovation for our patients and also supports economic growth for the UK and our region.